Och sen har vi Kikinda. Dit flyttade mina föräldrar till den här lilla staden här, som heter, eller lilla by, Banatsko-Velikoselo.
Här är det väldigt mycket sand. Detta var ju liksom ett Panonsko-område.
Och här, den där lilla byn, Nakovo och Novi Kozarci. Och minoritetsgrupperna i hela Vojvodina. Till Roma.
Var ligger Roma?
Här är Roma.
Ja, där är Roma, just det.
Men jättenära Fruška Gora är en mycket vacker liksom, omgivning. Och någon så här kvinnlig liksom, så här, grupp som organiserar internationell teaterfestival.
Yugoslavia was destroyed, and we have these new countries, and in every of them is raising of nationalism, new national sense, you know, and the raising of nationalism always Jews must be very, very careful. I'm a Serbian writer, I'm not Jewish writer, because it doesn't exist Jewish writers, Jewish literature. It doesn't exist really. With my friend Al-Bahari, very good Serbian writer, we went a few years ago to Jerusalem, one meeting of Jewish writers. So, and there were 25 Jewish writers. We spoke on various languages, 25 languages. We wrote about various items. We had nothing together in common, nothing. And also there is Israeli literature, but it is not Jewish. Isaac Bashevi singer who wrote in Yiddish. You can say that he is Jewish writer. He's American writer. You know. But he wrote everything in Yiddish.
And he wrote about Jewish subjects.
Yes, complete. He could be Jewish writer, but he is American writer also.
Turkisk kaffe.
Turkisk kaffe, ja, nu vet jag det.
Ja, turkisk kaffe.
Nästa gång får jag jobba in. Men det här borde jag få säga.
Nu är det mycket arbetarklass som bor här. Nu är det ganska mycket arbetarklass som bor här.
Nej, nu är det bara rika.
Så åker vi förbi Victoria i alla fall.
Han hade han...
This was just the summer house that they built just by the
lake,
and
special
everything,
zone,
yeah.
special
zone, and
organization.
if the infrastructure and everything would work here, then it would really be very, very attractive.
And it was a privilege to get this.
Yes, absolutely. They had plans. My father and my uncle, they had plans to do like business here as well, to make some not bungalows, but to make a hotel maybe. So this was my granny's, and she was doing the whole garden. Everything is.
There's still a rose. Have you seen?
You see the potential. Yes, of course.
Everything is from Sweden, from like design or you know.
This was extra built. So in the beginning, you only had the door was in here, and the door would be closed, and the Grzegorz wasn't allowed to go out here, so that grandfather wouldn't see that he wasn't coming, that he was sleeping here. My grandmother, that even if she was so religious and Catholic, for her it was okay because she really loved Grzegorz. Grzegorz came to her when I wasn't here as well, and I always helped her out. He was staying here with my grandmother when I went to Sweden, and he was still coming to Subotica.
Like
So this is the place. I don't know if what we should say more about it. But here we were every summer from since I went in 3rd grade maybe. This was ready when I went in primary school, since I was like 9 years old, and then we were here every summer and winter. And this is also the place where when the police came to pick up, to catch my father's passport, because they had him. He was inside. He was at the police station, and they wanted his passport. then it was me and Granny here, and then they came. You know, we saw when somebody. Yes, they came here, and it was always. You know, it was really. Oh, it was really, really terrible. It was also a problem during that time. They were watching us a little bit. They had their eyes on him, and then when he started to do these in his psychotic moments, when he was starting to do strange things, then they didn't know how to handle it, and they were not taking care of him. They didn't understand that he was ill. They were hitting him, the police, and they were
Really?
Yeah.
What was exactly Gigo did in Subotica? Was it not Tito's?
No, he was taking down Teater's pictures, and it was terrible. You
When
know,
was
in the
it?
beginning, in '84. It was in
Yeah,
84.
you could. Yes, you
yes.
could go to prison for that.
Yeah, exactly. It was when Dad got ill. Nobody wanted to have with him to do
Protect him or
to
something.
protect him.
No.
Everyone was turning his back. It was very, very, very painful for me because I was 14 years old. I was in my puberty, and I was
Did they deny it, or they just didn't want to give him a hand?
No, they didn't want to give him a hand because it was, you know, it was
A crazy
yeah,
man.
Yeah, crazy
Yeah,
man,
crazy
exactly.
man.
And they did that was it. And before that,
Screwed up. Da.
da, ovo je lud. Pusti ga u pičku, mater, ovo je lud.
I beži od njega.
Beži od njega.
Beži od budale.
Beži od budale i može da pravi problema. To je najgore bilo. No solidarity at all. What is sad is that it's good people who often go crazy, you know, that have a big heart and that are so sensitive and
Well, you never know. It's unpredictable.
yes, it's unpredictable. But I feel more and more, before it was very important for me to come here, but I feel more and more that I don't want to come here because everything is so changed. We had everything here, flowers, and there were roses on the way down. We had lamps there. Everything was so beautiful. That's how my grandmother died. Actually, she was in the garden in the morning, and then she came in to rest a little bit, and then she fell asleep and didn't wake up again. It was beautiful. Yes.
Is it the last time you are here? No.
Here.
What do you think?
I don't know if it's the last time, but I think I won't come here.
How do you feel about it now?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is.
Fast lilla Öster också, redskapsstället.
So this is the restaurant that my parents worked for their whole lives in Sweden to build. It looks a little bit different now than it looked then, and it was when they started the restaurant, it was really a very, very big hit and boom, and it was something that nobody else had done here in the area. And everyone was talking about the two brothers who came back from Sweden and how they now are doing their dream, building their dream. Yeah, this was the menu. The same. This was the they had from the beginning when they started in '91. This went from always worked from this picture. Okay.
Oj, oj, oj. Lyx. Det här är lyx. Det är lyx.
tried to make a performance which was with the tempi and shortening and lifting some themes.
This performance starts, the audience doesn't know that they are looking at Selko's and Susi's own stories. Maybe it can be just an ordinary theater, a story from somewhere else, that the actor has taken into its body and its mind, and retelling, maybe you can call it.
Couldn't you tell something about your own lives instead? And Selko and Susanna said, oh yes, why not? And then I made interviews with them. First with the one, and the other person was not there, and then the other one, and she was alone, or he was alone. And I made very long interviews, and from that material, I made a first sketch of what might be a kind of performance. But the real work didn't start until I worked together with Thomas.
The audience starts after a while to figure out that maybe this is their own story. And after a while, they also see that the stories start. I think your story starts in Yugoslavia and your story starts in Sweden, and they meet somewhere, I don't know, in between. And they meet each other in the story, as in well in life, on the theater.
Our passport project was a project when we make a lot interviews. And the main theme was about the border. Here, Serbia and the border with EU, with Hungary, exactly. And how we feel here on this side of the border, how does people in Hungary feel. These were the main themes, and these were the questions what we asked. The first part of this performance is about this multicultural, multi-ethnic life in the local, in Subotica. We have Hungarians, Serbians, Croats, and a lot of other entities. And the second part was about relation of citizens in Serbia and Hungary, but with dominating with how to say it, with relations in Hungarians here with Hungarians from Hungary.
De ska ta oss till judiska kommunens kansli i Subotica.
Sa istočnu stranu.
Ja, okej. De renoverar bara östra delen av synagogan.
Resten
är ganska i dåligt skick. Det här är liksom minnesstund, alltså ovo je spomenik za 4000 Jevreja koji su nestali u Drugom svjetskom ratu, a bili su stanovnici Subotice.
U 1867. Ugarska kraljevina, dakle ne Austro-Ugarska, nego ugarski deo, samo da Jevrejima kao da je slobodna verska zajednica.
Ska inte det? Vad med det?
Bravo! Izvolite, uđite. A mi u sred probe smo vas prekinuli sada.
Ne, tek sad proba treba da počne.
Zoran ringa till föreställning och hur duktiga de är,
Svaki put na našu premijeru dođu ponovo. Iz tog razloga što je ovo pozorište malo drugačije nego pozorište. Vi kad dođete u pozorište, vi ste tamo samo gledalac, dođete i odete, ništa više. A ovdje ste u stvari došli kod nekoga u kuću, pogledali predstavu i posle predstave se zabavili, družili. Drugo, prostor i atmosfera ovdje je drugačija, ovo je ipak seoska sredina, pa egzotika, pa vazduh, pa sve to. I to sve privlači ljude u stvari da bi ovo došli. Ono što je interesantno, ovdje je, pored većeg dela Roma, ovdje ima 6-7 nacija. E sad, radimo jednu novu predstavu, samo za sad. Ja kako čije ime prozovem, znači vi ćete pričati priču kako ste došli u teatr i zašto si ovdje. Vas dve, kad prozovem vas dve, vi se menjate sa Sašom i sa, kako se zove, sa Željkom.
Jednom slučaju sam video predstavu Suno Rumengovog teatra koji je bio u Indiji. Predstava se zvala Romokaust i jako dobra predstava, znači ganljiva, da plačeš i da ne znam šta. I tako sam ja hteo da upoznam glumce i tako je počela naša saradnja.
Ovo mi je prva predstava sada i bit ću sudija.
Jag ska spela domare i den här föreställningen.
Imaš i tekst?
Pojavili smo se u Parizu.
Vi kom till Paris.
Kao neki outsideri, tako da kažem.
Som outsiders kan man väl säga.
Niko na nas nije ni gledao tamo.
Ingen tittade ens på oss.
Misle, došli su neki Romi, oni će tu da igraju.
Det kom några romer, de kommer spela här.
Da pevaju, pošto su Romi i Cigani poznati po tom.
Eftersom romer, zigenare...
Ali ono što je interesantno reći, što je teo i Željko da kaže, u stvari je to da kada smo odigrali predstavu i kada su oni vidjeli pravi pozorišni izraz, mi smo dobili potpuno drugi tretman, puno poštovanje i tada smo izašli u 32 zemlje na naslovnu stranu.
Jer ono što je i vama poznato, a to je da ako želite komercijalnog glumca, možete ga svoga dobiti. Ako želite iskrenog umetnika, morate ga pustiti da slobodno radi.
Inače, sin sam Zorana Ivanovića, osnivača ovog teatra, tako da sve što radim, radim sa puno volje da steknem nova iskustva, da bi danas sutra mogao da nastavim to što moj otac radi, da se ponosi sam.
Fantastično da imamo priliku da se sretnemo, da se vidimo. Det är fantastiskt att vi fick tillfälle att träffa er. Mi smo radoznali da čujemo šta vi radite, kako izgleda vaš centar, s čime se bavi, šta radi, tako. To bi želio da čujemo od vas.
Slušajući vašu priču o projektu koji treba ovdje zajedno da realizujemo.
Listening to your story about the project that we are about to make here.
Prisjetio sam se jednog u nizu projekata koje smo zadnjih godina radili ovdje u Kulturnom centru.
I remembered one of the many projects we did in last couple of years in the Cultural Center.
Sa Teatrom iz Beograda.
With the Theater from Belgrade.
A koji se odnosio upravo na multikulturalnost, na migracije stanovništva.
To multiculturality and the migrations of the people.
Dakle, u selima oko Indije.
In villages, countryside around India.
Živi nekih 7-8. Možda i jače čak nacionalnosti.
There are 7, maybe 8 nationalities. Different nationalities.
Koji su tokom vekova dolazili i ostajali ovdje na ovom području.
Which during many centuries came and stayed here in this area.
Projekat Teatra je bio takav da smo pozorišne predstave, prave pozorišne predstave, izvodili autobusima kojima su se ti ljudi vraćali sa svojih redovnih dnevnih aktivnosti ovdje u gradu.
They performed actual theater plays in the buses in which people would come home from their regular daily activities.
From India.
Yeah. The Cultural Center, the whole place was built in 1936.
We did this performance, which was somehow documentary material, something like you're spoken, something like now. We started with asking questions to each other, like something like, how do you feel your name, or what makes you happy, or some things that if you're not here, where would you like to be? And we spoke with people with different ages, and we collected their stories and asked them to give us one object that they really like and that they can live without, but there's something they're personal. And from all this material, we made a play for like an hour and a half. And in this play, we had a story. My colleague was speaking about his neighbor, who is, I think, 60 years old and who spent his life in Sweden, like 30 years he was in Sweden. Because we had this category of people who went abroad and then come back, and people who went abroad and never come back, and to speak with them. And they were amazing stories. I mean, he lost his brother and everything else. And he has this story about what's life in Sweden, and he says, I don't want to come back.
Brotherhood and unity.
U nekom razgovoru upravo sa Željkom, Kulturni centar će biti tu svakako kao neka tehnička podrška, ali i prostor u kome smo razmišljali da bi eventualno ova predstava koja će zaživjeti...
Jag nämnde det för att jag har redan diskuterat med Željko, och Željko är jag sam Željko, taj s kim jag diskuterar. Och förhoppningar är att det är tänkt att just Kulturcentrum och lokaler som finns här.
Vrlo smo raspoloženi, slušamo vaše utiske i vaša razmišljenja koje bi nama mogla da pomognu u principu da projekat zaista na neki način zaživi ovdje u Rumi.
Mislim da bi se u interaktivnosti koju planiramo ili planirate i po horizontali i po vertikali trebalo raditi na dubinskim psihičkim razlozima u šta se pretvaraju ljudi koji su naterani da su do juče jedno, a od danas drugo.
Poznajem migracije u stvari.
Još je til da migrationsprocess.
I čest sam član tih migracija, obzirom na rat,
medverkar i migration.
Tako da imam tako ljubav prema omladini kojoj ne želim takve vrste migracija.
Imate da napunite 700 mesta.
Evo sad imamo sumnjivo lice Jugoslovenskog tragiskog pozorišta, raspravlješ.
Han menar, vi har även som kulturcentrum ansvar att ha konserter och...
En stor salong. En stor salong.
Ja, verkligen.
Men en första reaktion från mig är att det är härligt att se att du är en väldigt entusiastisk person. You're a very enthusiastic person. Här kan man spela livet i 2 bitar.
Najmanje 25 godina još. Još 25
Rat pripada mom najranijem iskustvu iz detinjstva. Tako reći, samo što sam se rodio, počeo je Drugi svjetski rat. I te slike koje sam video kao dete bile su toliko upečatljive da sam ih ja upamtio kao da sam u glavi imao kameru.